That's MATYAKUBOV.
And the judges of this bout, Latvia, Korea, Poland, Armenia, and Jordan, and the referee from Uzbekistan, Alexander Hamdo.
So this is our last one in the light welterweight division, and then we finish off with 4 fights at heavyweight in this evening session on day 5. Latvia, Korea, Poland, Armenia, Jordan. That's where our judges are from. So touch your gloves. MATYAKUBOV, Ukraine, red. Krasimir Atanasov, Bulgaria.
Round
blue.
1.
Zhurov in that southpaw stance. MATYAKUBOV, orthodox. MATYAKUBOV inching forward, inching forward. Nice left hand there, though. Quick hands from Zhurov. This is going to be a fight of fractions because there's no real difference between these two physically. Height-wise, they're about the same. Zhurov looks taller because he stands a little bit more upright in his stance. MATYAKUBOV boxing out of more of a crouch. Left hand falls just short there from Zhurov. MATYAKUBOV tries to counter with his left. Looking for the right, wasn't quite room for it. MATYAKUBOV, as I said at the start, he's always just inching forward, always looking to take that space. Left hand from Zhurov, he timed that pretty well. MATYAKUBOV, as I've been saying, will just shuffle into range bit by bit by bit, and then he'll let his hands go, and Zhurov can rely on that, really. He's not going to see too many feints or too many traps from MATYAKUBOV. He needs to try and time him on the way in if he's going to allow him to lead off, which he has done mostly so far, although not exclusively. Left hand there from Zhurov. Lovely left hand there from Zhurov. MATYAKUBOV tried to open out with his right hand, and Zhurov had just taken a step to his left and just planted that one on him. Left hand didn't quite land clean, but then the jab got through there from Zhurov. He's doing a good job here. MATYAKUBOV, as I say, again, here he comes, coming forward, looking for the big right hand. Zhurov had just slipped away, sliding across those ropes. Final 30 seconds of round 1. Right hand from MATYAKUBOV. I think it was blocked by the glove there, though, of Zhurov. The gum shield has come out, and that's Zhurov, so they'll need to wash that off, rinse that off. MATYAKUBOV just moving forward there, didn't have room for his own right hand. A little bit of wrestling towards the end of the round. There goes the bell. All the front foot pressure there came from MATYAKUBOV. The better punching, I think, came from Zhurov. That one didn't land, but the left hand worked well for him throughout the course of that first round, Zhurov. That was the one.
Seconds out, please. Round 2.
So into the second. I think MATYAKUBOV could do with maybe just slowing things down a touch. Yesterday against Callum Matthews, albeit against an opponent who wasn't on his level, he did just take his time, he picked his punches. And there's a lot to be said for that. He doesn't have to slow it down to some kind of funereal pace. He'll always have that kind of fast twitch movement, but he's just a bit over-eager here, I think, against an opponent who is not going to be intimidated, is not going to allow himself to get flustered, who is comfortable on the back foot, Zhurov, comfortable working along those ropes, and happy enough under pressure. That's what you'll get at this level. You're not going to, you know, you're in with a kid like this, you're not going to panic him. So I think he could do with just slowing down a bit, MATYAKUBOV, trying to cut the ring off on Zhurov. Decent 1-2 there from Zhurov. MATYAKUBOV coming in behind the high guard, but again, just closes down his own space there. There's not enough room for him really to work. It needs to be a little bit careful with the holding though, I think, Zhurov. Midway through the contest, he's grabbing a hold of MATYAKUBOV there. He's got his arm round his neck. MATYAKUBOV is trying to get free. Well, the point goes for holding. I didn't see the gesture there as to whether he took a point from the Ukrainian as well for something else, but he definitely took one from Zhurov, and I did say that looked likely because this second round he's grabbed hold a lot. He hasn't managed to find him on the counter quite as much as he did in the opening round. Left hand to the body there, and again, he's having to just hold those arms out free there, Zhurov, to try and demonstrate to the referee that he's not holding. He's being out-muscled in this round, Zhurov. MATYAKUBOV hasn't really landed anything clean that I can really think of, but Zhurov hasn't really either, and the look of the fight is that MATYAKUBOV is just kind of winning a wrestling match here, really. That's a 1-2 there from Zhurov. That got through. Head's almost cracked together on the inside, and MATYAKUBOV just bringing his head up underneath the chin there of Zhurov. Final 10 seconds. And he might have taken this one, MATYAKUBOV, and there's the point deduction as well. Well, there's the deduction, and it was from Zhurov. We knew there was one taken from Zhurov. I was pretty sure that there wasn't a point taken from MATYAKUBOV, but the referee did just have a quick word with him about something, and I couldn't really see him. And that gesture with the thumb raised, you can easily miss it.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So into the third and final round. MATYAKUBOV of Ukraine in the red and Zhurov of Bulgaria in the blue. Zhurov has got to find that counter again in this third round. Did there, and then the feet tangled and down he went, but that was a scoring shot with the left hand. Matyakubov's approach has not changed at all. There's that left hand again from Zhurov. That was better. You've got to work against a fighter like Matyakubov. If you don't, it'll get messy. We'll see the kind of round we saw in the second round where there's a lot of mauling, a lot of wrestling, and he will always look like he's in charge of that kind of situation. He's very physically strong. Referee having a word with him. Maybe about the head. He does bring it in a bit low and kind of bring it up underneath his opponent's chin sometimes. Good straight right hand there from Matyakubov. Landed the left as well. Zhurov, I think at the start of that exchange, might have landed something himself, but it was Matyakubov who came off better there. He's just relentless, the Ukrainian. He's right on top of you at all times. As soon as the instruction to box comes in, he's up in your face. Doesn't give you a second's rest or respite. And that's what Zhurov has found difficult to deal with as the fight has gone on. He coped well within round one. I did think that I did say that I thought that Yakubov could profit maybe from just slowing things down a touch. He hasn't. He hasn't. This is obviously how he goes about it. I thought maybe in that opening round it was slightly more high octane than usual, possibly because of the stage we're on, the setting, but I don't think that's the case. Little right hand there from Zhurov as he moved off to his right as we head into the final 30 seconds. There again, Matyakubov just pulling forward right until the very, very end. Right hand there landed. Again, just pushing off with the heel of the glove a bit and bringing that head up. I think he's maybe a little bit lucky to... I'm not saying he should have had a point taken, but he's a pretty rough customer. Carries that head quite low, as you say there, as you see there, boxes out of a crouch. Can tend to bring it up under his opponent's chin a bit. That was a good right hand. And I would say he's taken that final round, which would be enough to see him through. He won the second round, and plus the point deduction, that wiped out the first round that went Zhurov's way and put him a point ahead on the cards heading into the final round. And I think he's won that third round, so you would expect to see his hand raised.
Win 5 points with a unanimous decision from the red corner, Bozorboi, Matyakubov, Ukraine.
And through he goes, Matyakubov, to face Eric Suchi in the quarterfinals. That will be a clash of styles again. We saw Suchi handle Mustet, who's a front foot fighter. Not totally dissimilar to Matyakubov. And there you go, 10-9s